Hi, good afternoon. Welcome you all to the Q2 CY25 Institutional Investor Meet of KSB Ltd. Today, we have with us on the dais Mr. Rajiv Jain, Managing Director, Mr. Mahesh Garu, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Nitin Patil, Vice President, Nuclear Business Operations, Pimpri and Shirwal Plants, and Mr. Sunil Babar, Vice President, Operations, Sinnar, Solar Business and Foundry, and Ms. Shraddha Kaudekar, Company Secretary. We'll start with a detailed presentation from the management, which will be followed by Q&A. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, all. Thank you. We start with a cautionary statement from company side. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements relating to the company future business developments and economic performance. Such statements may be subject to number of risks, uncertainties and other important factors such as but not limited to competitive pressures, legislative and regulatory developments, global macroeconomic and political trends, fluctuations in currency exchange rate and general financial market conditions, delay or inability in obtaining approvals from authorities, technical developments, litigation, adverse publicity and news coverage which could cause actual developments and result to differ materially from the statements made in this presentation. The company assumes no obligation to update or alter forward-looking statement, whether as a result of new information, future events or otherwise. With this, we start overall glance. As all of you are aware, we have 4 companies in Asia West region. KSB Ltd, established in 1960, and you can see the Pune is our flagship IPD plant as well as corporate office. We have 6 manufacturing plants, 6 service stations, 350 plus service centers, 22 warehouses, 4 zonal offices, 14 branches and 800 plus authorized dealers. MIL Control, this is also in the manufacturing of control valves. This is in Kerala, manufacturing location. KSB Tech Private Limited, this is established in 2005 and this is a technology center, a captive center for all group company, and we also have a licensing office in Bangladesh. This is overall setup. Now moving to manufacturing facilities, as I mentioned, Pimpri Pune is our flagship plant. This is in Pimpri. We have a state-of-art energy pump division plant at Shirwal, which we'll be discussing further in the nuclear presentation. Water pumps division, Nasik. This is a standard pumps factory in Nasik. We have a backward integration foundry in Vambori, Ahmednagar. Valves factory of KSB Limited. This is in Coimbatore. We have a Supreme Sir after sales division in Chinswad, and MIL we discussed. So this is KSB Limited Board of Directors. Mr. Swarup as the chairman. Dr. Stephen Bros, he's a non-independent and non-executive director. Dr. Matthias Schmitz, non-independent and non-executive director. Mr. Rajiv Jain, managing director, who is with us today. And we have independent directors, Mr. Ullas Yargup, Mr. UC Muktibodh, Mrs. Sharmila Barrio Rao Chaudhary, and Mr. Vishal Kampani. This is a senior management team, Mr. Nitin Patil, Vice President Nuclear Business, as well as Pimpri and Shiver plant head, who is with us today. Mr. Mohan Patil, Vice President HR. Mr. Rajiv Jain is with us. Myself, Mr. Sunil Bapat, who heads solar business, foundry, as well as our Sinnar plant, who is with us today. And Mr. Prashant Kumar, who heads sales and marketing. Financial performance, we have number of employees 2170. This is of June 25. And you can see the number is again a growth in revenue compared to last year, as well as growth in profit from 1483 to 1607 million INR. A very steady growth, consistent growth, revenue from operation. You can see CAGR 16%, PAT CAGR 20%, and EBITDA with CAGR 18%. Value creation for investors, net worth, you can see even June 25, it's consistently, it is 14,737 million INR now. EPS is again consistently growing. ROC, you can see a very good value creation, 23.42 as of 24, we close at December. And dividend also, as you know, this is 200%. Net financial position, again maintained. You can see 316 crores is the position as of June 25. So consistently maintaining the cash position. Some of the business highlights, as you are aware, we are into 6 major market areas: energy, building service, general industry, petrochemicals and chemicals, mining and water. And of course 21 sub markets. Order intake development, you can see this is an average order intake on a monthly basis, and you can see consistent growth, and specifically in this first half of 25 you can see it is 2896 million. This is the order intake growth what we have in the H1. So H1 order intake is 17,381 Mayo. These are orders on hand. This is nuclear and other than nuclear. And again, you can see a very good orders in hand. 30th June, we are having 13,836 million without nuclear, and nuclear in nuclear we are 13,131 million INR. So total orders in hand as of June 25, 26,969 million INR. Top 10 customer, few changes. Otherwise, the OEMs, L&T order which we got in the last quarter. OEMs like Thermax, Isjek, Mega, we continue to business with them, and some of the dealers, and there are good addition of even walls dealer this time. That's a good sign. Export performance we have been discussing. This is maintained. This is order intake performance. So we are maintaining this around 15%, which is a good percentage. Yeah, I hand it over to Mr. Nitin Patil for the energy and nuclear business presentation.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I'll take you through the highlights of the nuclear business. I'll cover these topics: facility, KSB India's nuclear journey, the products which we offer, and a business overview. This is the photograph of our Shirwal factory. If you see, our Shirwal plant was established in 2017, more than 100,000 square meters. Recently, we have also added some more area into that. It is best in class state-of-the-art factory, one of the best in pump industry worldwide, I would say. It is also certified as platinum rating as per the IGBC Green Factory norms. The shop is equipped with evaporative, cooled and forced circulation system, which gives a dust-free and a comfortable environment for the workmen. We also have a rooftop solar plant of 1 megawatt. In addition, we recently, I think some time back, we started with open access group solar, which combined together takes us to about 80% of green energy for our Shirwal plant. Here I'd also like to mention that we are one of the first factories in Maharashtra to have a rooftop as well as open access solar, as per the new regulations which were released in last quarter of last year. And we are, a proud feeling is we are one of the first plants outside of Europe to get a 3-star MBK rating, which means made by KSB certification, where the quality person from our principals audit our plants and ensure that our processes are in line with the processes designed and intended. These are some these are some glimpses of our shop floors: assembly shop, test field and machine shop. These are some of the latest machines which we have commissioned there. The philosophy which we follow for this critical business is most of the core operations are done in-house, which ensures best-in-class quality. As far as testing in pumps is concerned, we have all the facilities which are required. Probably we may be one of the only one to have all the kind of testing which are required for a pump, including the routine tests as well as special tests wherever they are required. Main segments catered through this plant are nuclear power, thermal power plant and oil and gas industry. This slide takes you through the KSB India's nuclear journey, where we started in late 70s through an agreement with the Department of Atomic Energy, KSB Germany and KSB India, where the technology transfer happened. And over the years, we have progressively localized the pumps from 220 megawatt to 500 megawatt, and now to 700 megawatt for the latest order. Two highlights in this slide is we are the only pump company now having the ISO 19443 certification, which is important to nuclear safety certification. I think other than us, only one other company has that. Other company, non-pump company. We also in 2022 acquired BP and CL technology, which was also helps us in nuclear business, where it opens up new areas like reciprocating pumps for us. So this is our reference for main coolant pumps. If you see, all 220 megawatt PSWRs after Narora are equipped with our pumps. 540 megawatt or 500 megawatt Tarapur, and the latest 700 megawatt 4 plants which have come up, Kakrapara and Rawatbata, have our pumps. GHOP 1 and 2, as you all know, is under manufacturing, and Kaiga 5-6 also is under manufacturing. These are some quality certification which we have for the plant, ISO 9001, 45000 and 14001. And in addition, as I said just now 19443, which is for the nuclear safety. This is the photograph of the certification, award of certification for 19443. This slide takes you through the fact that KSB has products for every nuclear application. Though we have been mainly present in pressurized heavy water reactors, but our principal has the technology for every kind of nuclear reactor. It may be pressurized water reactor, boiler water reactor, SMRs, whatever the technology may be. And we have access to that technology subject to the regulatory approvals. These slides take you through the main applications in which we have reactor coolant pump. As you all know, we are executing some orders for that. Then emergency cooling and residual heat removal pumps, safety injection pumps, we have few orders for those. Reactor water cleanup, volumetric control, and then in secondary water it is like feed water, main condensate pumps, etc. I think Mr. Bhave's slide also had this figure, wherein our order on hand for the nuclear business is 1,313 crores. Only highlights is in recent past we got the Kaiga 5-6 orders, and then we also got a Kudam-Kulam order, which was a breakthrough order, I would say, one of the first orders for the light water plants in Kudam-Kulam. And then we also, I think, recently also announced our entry into an export one order through our principals for critical safety class 2 pumps for a nuclear plant in Europe. So what is the India's nuclear roadmap? If we see, 8 reactors are under construction, amounting to 6.6 gigawatts. 10 reactors have been, I think we have recently also heard the news that the government has sanctioned 10 more reactors. So the target which NPCIL has taken for themselves is around 22,480 megawatt, which is an increase from current 8.6 gigawatt, I think. So long-term goal, I think, as announced by our Prime Minister, is around 100 gigawatt by 2047. Also, some announcement which were interesting for us are 20,000 crore allocation for small and modular reactors, which was announced in the recent budget. And also they are talking about 5 indigenous SMRs by 2033. Also there is a talk of Bharat small reactors, which are kind of a replica of 220 megawatt PSWRs which India has, and that it is being talked about that private sector participation will be there in these plants. However, for the BSRs to happen, I think some legislative changes are required as per Atomic Energy Act as well as Liability Act. And then there was also announcement of NTPC also getting, and NTPC also has a joint JV with NPCIL, as well as they have their own subsidiary for nuclear business, and their target is to have 30 gigawatt. So what we feel is KSB being the most experienced player in nuclear pump domain, we see this as a very positive for us. So if I see based on the announcement already made, what is the landscape for us for the next 3 to 5 years, if we see. So the state 10 into 700 megawatts are coming up. So the opportunity for us is, this is the overall opportunity size, around 40 pumps of main coolant pumps. Then the primary island also has various different pumps like shutdown cooling pumps, safety pumps, fuel handling pumps. These are around more than 350 pumps. And then turbine island also has boiler feed pump, condensate, and these are only the main pumps which I have mentioned here. And what is also we are looking at is these Bharat small reactors where the pumps will be similar to what we have supplied in our 220 megawatt reactors, that is RSR 350, which are required 4 pumps for unit. Exactly, we will have to see how the developments happen and how the numbers shape up. In addition to the main coolant pumps 4 per unit, we will have around 34 pumps of the main critical primary island pumps, as well as then turbine island pumps. So this opportunity also we are looking at, and as and when it comes, I think we will be there. So that's it from my side. So thank you. My colleague Mr. Bapat will take over.
Good morning. I will take you through the solar segment update. So first, the solar journey for KSB. We started in 2021, the late entrance into the solar segment with the non-SECI business especially. Then in 22, we started building up the organization for the PM Kusum scheme, and parallelly the product certifications from the MNRE. That is in 22. Then 23, we developed our own PMSM motor, and then we got a breakthrough of getting qualified for the PM Kusum as an empaneled vendor. And then we started getting the orders. First order we got late 23, that is from the UP government. With the order intake of 23 was almost 89.3 crores. And in 2024, with the good order intake of almost 98.9 million, we got the orders from Maharashtra, from Gujarat, then from Rajasthan and Haryana. These are the 4 states from where we got good orders. And accordingly, we started expanding our installer and the service network and the zonal as well as the plant level organization. Now coming to the highlights, if you see the order intake from 21, we already seen the slide. Now YTD June, if you can see, we are at 125.1 crores. In sales, we are almost 134.3 YTD June. So far, cumulatively, we have got the orders of 13,227 systems from various states. Out of that, 10,613 systems are installed in the field. There is a focus, as already mentioned, we have already launched our PMSM motor. Now we are having the backward integration with the controller, own controller. With earlier learnings, we improved our deliveries to 4 to 5 weeks to the sites. Then the presence in the market in various states, you can see in the green, and the yellow states, there are 4 states where we already participated. We are expecting the tender to open and get the orders. Then we have pan-India level 32 installers, more in the Maharashtra, almost 17 to 18 installers in Maharashtra. With 132 authorized service centers to take care of the warranty requirements, which is a 5 years warranty for the scheme, and to take care of every beneficiary, that is every farmer. We have launched our own project monitoring software, so that tracks the progress of each order what we get from the farmers. Looking at the infrastructure, we have all the related infrastructure in the plant. So the solar simulator where we can test our systems. Then we have our DC motor, PMSM motor assembly line. Then we have our pump assembly line. These are the installations, few of the installations you can see in the states. And the initiatives what presently we are working on is basically the optimizing the capacities and the streamlining the supply chain. Basically, we are focusing to improve the processes of installation and the post installation. This is very important. And then, as already mentioned, the backward integration focus is already there. So I mentioned about the 4 states where we already participated, and there are another couple of states from where we are expecting the new tenders, and we would like to participate in this all these states. So I think there is a good outlook if you look at the different states and the different tenders which are coming up. So I think that's all from solar update perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bapat. So just few updates. On ESG, renewable electricity versus grid electricity, and you can see the progress. Q2 2025, 68% we have achieved renewable share, which is a very good progress. And you can also see the chart of plant-wide chart in this. CSR, a few activities again, impact creation, Y4D Foundation, which is into skill development for employability of tribal women, where KSB is working and helping them. And you can see their comments. We got a CSR award in education and skill development for 2024 project. This is awarded by PCMC CSR Cell. And the project was Don Bosco ITI, 40 students. They are trained for the vocational training skills. So thank you. This is all on presentation, and the forum is open for question and answer.
To start with Q&A, please raise your hand. Before you ask question, please state your name and institution name.
Hello, sir. My name is Mahesh from LIC Mutual Fund. Sir, what was the contribution from nuclear and solar last year total? And 3 years down the line, what kind of contribution can come from these 2 segments?
In our sales revenue,
Yes, sir.
the sales revenue last year was around 190 crores. Solar was 190 crores. Nuclear, we have still yet to invoice, which we are planning this year. So it will happen in this year onwards. What you saw was orders on hand, which are long-term contracts, and we are expecting 2 pumps.
Yeah, we are expecting to start invoicing 2 pumps this year. But however, it also depends on the readiness of the test bed, which is in the last stages of completion, and the pump is to be tested for the endurance testing for 500 hours, which will take around a month or so. So considering that, we have projected in our forecast that 2 pumps will invoice, but it also depends on the readiness of the test bed. Yeah, thanks.
And sir, 3 years down the line, I mean, these both segments can contribute a 20% plus kind of revenue?
Yes, we are. I can't comment on the percentage wise, but both these segments will continue to have a better share of the total revenue, because the growth in both these segments is much higher compared to our normal things for the next 3 to 4 years. As you know, you have seen nuclear's orders on hand, almost 1300 crores. So this is a good pipeline of orders. More is expected as the projects get materialized. But having an orders on hand of 1300 crores, which definitely will convert into sales in the next 2-3 years, and solar business growing at the rate what you are already seeing, we expect them to have a much better share than today. Yes. Whether it will be 20% or higher or lower, I can't. At the moment, we'll have to check it out.
Sir, last question. You showed the opportunity in terms of nuclear number of pumps. Is it possible to quantify in terms of rupees how much opportunity will be for us?
Yeah, I think normally 2 units together are around 500 to 600 crores.
Sure. Thank you.
Sir, this is Ashish from Sundaram Mutual Fund. Just one thing from my side, like what Mahesh asked, right? That contribution from solar nuclear sector will be more than 20%. Will it have an impact on the working capital requirement, given that solar generally will have a higher working capital? And if you can little bit elaborate how is the working capital for nuclear, and will it impact our return ratios once the working capital starts to increase? Thanks.
For the nuclear contract, we have a milestone payment in the contract. So that is very, I would say, very reasonable. And so far in our nuclear business cycle, we are cash positive. We are maintaining that. And in future also, we expect the same trend on these things. And so nuclear, we don't expect any issues related to the working capital so far. And on the solar business, yes, your point is right. When we started this business, it was a bit alarming for us, or quite higher compared to our normal business. But as and when this learning curve we have got through, the expectations on the documentation requirement, the process, it's getting better and better, I would say. And we are taking steps. And in a couple of months, I think this all should be streamlined, that we should be in a much better situation. But yes, the working capital requirements and the cash to cash cycle for solar business will be always there, but not as severe as we thought, and it is quite manageable with KSB's financial situation, and we don't expect yet any borrowings or anything of that sort. We can still manage from our internal accruals and cash flow. This is our plan.
So just clarification, in solar, your net working capital will be more than 120 days?
Yes, today, but I feel it is not right to take today's example. We want to correct our process internally, and as I said, the process of all this collection and uploading those documents and all, we have got a good hang of it now, and once we do that, we expect it to come down below 120 days once we complete our portion. And I guess the issue was mainly in Maharashtra, but in other states it's much better. It is, and even the central bodies like MNRE are pushing all the state governments to expedite it. So there is a good focus from the central side as well.
And sir, on our growth perspective, right, ex-solar, growth seems to have started to come down. Is there anything on concerning around the growth, right, on the non-solar business, so to speak, on the standard pumps, engineer pumps, etc.? If you can elaborate on that. And just one more thing on the nuclear side, are we seeing, though we are one of the preferred vendor for nuclear pumps, are we seeing some increased competition, or you see similar what it was a year or 2 years back on the competition front?
Yeah, for nuclear, I'll give it to Nitin.
Yeah, I think as of now we are the approved vendor for the primary coolant pumps. But however, as you are all aware, one of our competitor has a development order. It is based on how that pans out, I would say.
Yeah, and as the whole market grows and the nuclear market is huge, there will always be a need for a bigger supply chain. So I think even if that happens, we expect KSB to be having a major share in this business. So I feel it's a very good opportunity for KSB for nuclear. And the size of this business, how, as Nitin has showed, it's a huge, and with the measures, with the policy changes, all those happening every week, things are going to be different in the coming years with private participation. And whatever I feel competition comes in, I think KSB is in a very comfortable position in terms of experience, knowledge, provenness, and that will help us to have that majority share in the future. As far as solar is concerned, maybe Sunil can-
Yeah, solar, I think the growth perspective, we don't see anything, any possibility which it takes down. Because we see the opportunity still is there when component B, 20 lakh pumps, out of that only 8 lakh pumps, 8 lakh 40,000 pumps are installed so far. So more than 50% still there. Plus component C is there where all the present electricity operated, diesel operated pumps to be replaced with solar. So going forward for next 5 years, I think there is good opportunities in solar.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I thought coming to the non-solar portion, if I would say last year the situation, we did not have a very comfortable order intake. But if you see this year's order intake, we are in a very good position of the first 6-7 months, and the growth, if you exclude nuclear, if you exclude solar, has been almost 15% in even non-nuclear business. And when I say non-nuclear business, where does this growth come from? A lot of water and wastewater projects where we have added our products. Building services, another segment which is growing quite healthy. Industrial always with its projects in distillery, sugar, all that continues to grow. And apart from the fact that you must have heard about the supercritical power plant. So that business has revived, and we were the first, we have got the first available order. And so all these things augur well for the company in the non-nuclear also. So this year has been I would say a very healthy growth, and this gives us a very good orders on hand. You all saw in the orders on hand situation as well that we have grown from 1100 crores to 1300 crores, almost same as non-nuclear. And I think the next 5-6 months will see also a continuity in that aspect, with not only from domestic market but also from the export market. We for export market, specifically for the gas-based power plants in US and Saudi, we are getting projects where we are participating. In US, in spite of the tariffs, I would say, we are still successful, and that has not affected our business so far. So a combination of domestic as well as export is helping us. Standard business I mentioned coming from these 3 segments. And not to mention, not to forget, I would say, is also our aftermarket Supreme Serve. With that business is also continually growing, as and when we established the BPNCL business also. So all around, I would say this growth is as healthy, the non-nuclear, non-solar also in this year particularly, which is a good base for our future revenues.
I would, Nitisha from ICICI Securities. My first question would be on nuclear. So I wanted to know that the export order that we booked in this year, what is the value of that export order?
We are not disclosing that value because of the non-disclosure agreement with the end customer. So it's.
Is there any scope to get more export orders from this particular project and other projects?
Yeah, that project has many more tags to come, but it depends on as and when they are ordered.
A little more on the export scenario. Could you talk to us about what is it like in the export market? Will you be bidding separately, or would you be relying on, say, like L&T is winning orders outside, and so we are supplying to L&T? Is that going to be the case, or are we looking at bidding separately?
No, we are not bidding separately. It is through our principals, and they decide when they have to offload the orders. The main pump they still manufacture for Europe and Western world. and our focus is mainly India. But as and when such opportunities comes, we will participate from here, but through them.
Your question was related to nuclear.
Yes, yes, yes.
And in the two pumps that we're hoping to operationalize this year, are we expecting to book the revenues in hopefully in Q3 or in Q4?
So it actually depends on the test bed preparedness. So I cannot comment exactly, but this year that's what our forecast is.
So if all goes well and we do operationalize these two pumps in CY25, then what are we expecting CY26 to look like from a nuclear standpoint?
So we once the first pumps are cleared, because the first pump undergoes an extensive testing of 500 hours, as well as NPCIL, the customer has an option to opt for another 500 hours. So total 1000 hours testing if they opt for that. So after once that is done, I think every year 4 to 5 pumps we are in a good position to do that, because out of the 8 pumps order on hand for JHAP, I think our 4 or 5 pumps are nearly complete, and we are now pacing it out considering the movement in the first pump testing.
So you also mentioned on the oil and gas business that we're seeing a lot of traction in exports, especially the US and the Middle East. So what are some of the key drivers in those markets, and what are we expecting the demand in those markets to be like in the next 2 to 3 years?
Yes, the key growth drivers for us has been our strength in a competitive manufacturing and the availability of those products manufactured in India, a good competent project management, and this is a provenness of doing those past of orders, and a good support from our parent where they support us through a global organization and gives them the comfort, or gives the customer a comfort of being by our sides and doing these projects jointly. So all these factors help us to bring a KSB global front in front of the customer, and and in the future I feel as then when the opportunity of gas is today in these projects, specifically in US and Saudi, and through Spanish EPCs also, TSKs. So we are started getting businesses, and I think this will continue to grow. Oil and gas, I would say, is a quite competitive market. A lot of players and a lot of vendor list requirements. So those through our Middle East organization, and in joint partnership also. Today what is happening in Middle East, a lot of local value addition, local manufacturing is requested. So this is the strength of KSB, that we work together and we supply the pump, they do the packaging locally. So all these options are available within KSB, which gives us a good chance of meeting the end user requirements. Not only in terms of price delivery, but as I said, localization, which is a big, actually in Saudi, this is being insisted on. And we have a very good base companies, legal entities with facilities in those countries. So that is also helping our business.
What I primarily understand from this is that not only are you getting export orders from your principal, but also from KSB Global, as in basically your EPC players that you partner with, as well as KSB Global. Now, does KSB Global expect to increase its manufacturing within Middle East, given that there are these domestic requirements, or would it be the case that for at least the next 2 to 3 years that we see that most of these products come from India and then, as you said, they're packaged over there?
I think KSB globally is working on the strategy as per the requirements of those markets. If the requirements of those market is local business should be more and more and orders. So all the entities within KSB, the KSB central organization, KSB India and KSB local organization, we work together to ensure that how we meet the end user requirement. And this will be more and more how it will be. Earlier it was maybe supply from Germany, supply from India complete. But that is shifting to having more content locally. still ensuring that, and that is the change I see. But this is where we are adapting ourselves and building up our local organizations there, so that the business is within the KSB group.
Hi sir, this is
Yes.
Kunal from BNK Securities. Thank you for the detailed presentation, especially on the nuclear and the solar side. My first question is regarding, in one of the charts you had shown that our average order monthly run rate in terms of inflow has gone up meaningfully. So I just wanted your view on how much would you attribute it to the market growth and how much it is led by KSB initiative in terms of new product addition. And a related question there is that any major new product additions that we are working on, non-nuclear, non-solar side, that can drive the growth.
Yeah, as a general statement, I would say if the market is growing, let's say 8% or 9%, KSB's growth is much higher than that. In the non-nuclear and non-solar also, it would be in the range of 12 to 14% already. So that means we are growing better than the market in those segments, and I mentioned those segments also. Now, what are the product additions? This is a continuous feature that where we are growing. For example, firefighting business, I may have mentioned earlier, firefighting business we had a low share, but today that business is growing because of having newer products and as well as certifications. This is a market which works on not without certification and UL and FM certification. So we are getting those certifications, getting ourselves qualified, and our share of firefighting business is growing. Secondly, if you talk of Navy business, marine business, where we were not there, today we are getting qualified for those business as well, and started making pumps and generating order intake in that segment also. That business is also, I would say, requires qualification, approvals. In fact, the foundry starts from the foundries. So all that process, we got the license from our company in Spain, which is more into this marine business. So that business is also growing. A third aspect, mechanical seals business, which is a part of our aftermarket business, where we have now achieved a good amount of localization, almost 90%. We have invested in machines. So this business, the seals which we are making in pieces today, almost 9,000 numbers, and this will grow exponentially because this is totally a new vertical. BPNCL opportunity, which is happening step by step, because for our customers, we are doing that first time, and they are seeing the difference. And as and when the supply goes, for example, you have seen in the news, maybe reciprocating pump we have supplied now to Gale Pata, I think. So these are first time supplies where we build up PTRs, we build up references. So that is moving well, and once that is established and these conditions are fulfilled, then the business grows considerably. If I talk of product additionally, I think we have mentioned that vertical turbine pumps for water business. You see a lot of water business projects going to come up in the future, and those vertical turbine pumps which are required, which has been added to our portfolio, that will help us to participate in more water projects, specifically with EPCs, customer EPCs in India, and a good future potential with river connecting projects and all these projects which are expected in the future. What else should I say? Distillery continues as and when the project comes, those projects will continue. So overall, I see the product additions whichever we are doing, it is being done in all our segments. Wherever the gaps are there, we are filling up those gaps, and I would say the range is so comprehensive, I doubt whether anybody else in India has that kind of range which we have. And sometimes I myself lose a count of the products which we have. But I think that is, we have achieved a lot, but still a lot to be done, because we have that complete acquisition of BPNCL, and a lot of products are still not yet explored. So I think this will continuously happen, and as that happens, what it helps us, I did not mention about one product, a vertical sump pump called Stygia. Now these products in itself may not have a huge potential, but what it helps is, it helps us to complete the package, and this has been the change. And we are participating in more and more projects now. Another segment which I missed to mention is mining. Mining was done through our plant in GIW. And we had a only foundry there which used to make this white iron material. But now our foundry in Vambori is qualified to make that white iron plant material, and it is localized. So the result is that we have got orders now recently, and this share of mining business will also grow as we become a localized player. We are developing a vertical pump also for the global market for mining. So many products, as I think, additions are happening in all these segments, which will give us a base in our non-nuclear, non-solar also. What the nuclear business helps is a foundation load for a long term. And these ups and downs in the market are kind of mitigated by this continuous backbone of nuclear business, which happens. It's a matter of time, but it happens. And this gives us time to kind of develop new products. And solar has been a potential where we entered a bit late, but now having kind of almost crossed that learning curve, we feel it's a good decision we took, and I hope that we can leverage that and to grow further. But having said that, these businesses are there when the opportunity comes, but our daily bread and butter business will be as it is with the addition of products.
Sure. Thank you for that. So my second question is relating to nuclear. You mentioned that one of your competitors have got the development order. So usually what is the cycle time between somebody getting an development order to getting a commercial order? Because that competitor believes that they will be able to commercially qualify next year. Is that possible?
That I cannot comment what they believe in, but I can definitely say that the qualification process is long and lengthy. It's not easy to make the first pump completely indigenous on your own technology and then prove it. So it's not that easy. I think if I can recollect, even we also required some time, though we had all the technology with us. We required because we were making it after so many years again. And our principals also, when they have a new pump development, they take, I think, the timelines are far higher, I would say.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Hi sir, this is Dhawan here from Alpha Accurate Advisors. So my question is, the base business, if I exclude the solar pump revenue from the first half, it is more or less the stable growth, despite there is an increase in the order book. So when are we expecting the execution of these orders? I mean, largely it is 12-month kind of the execution. So second half could be a bumper. Is that assumption correct?
I think solar business, if you take last year and this year, it is on the similar level, and yes, we have a good orders on hand, and we are expecting a good second half as well, I would say.
Secondly, about the solar business, there are other listed players in the space who are just servicing solar business. They are doing roughly, the revenue size is almost the similar to us, despite they are just having the one category and we are having the multiple pumps. So what are our thought process over here in solar business? Still we are doing roughly 200 odd crore kind of the revenue. and the focus is there in the Kusum. Kusum 2 is also going to come. So how do you see this business can go up from 200 odd crore to how much, maybe within 2 or 3 years? And they are also doing roughly 20 odd % margin. So if you can also help us to understand, our margin is also in the similar lines with them, or how is it so?
Yeah, on the growth perspective, as I already mentioned, the component B is already there, more than 50% still to be installed. So there is a great opportunity. And component C, as I mentioned, many pumps which are operated on the electricity are to be replaced. So we are very positive on the growth in solar, definitely. If you have seen YTD figures, we are at almost 134 crores, and we already have good order board, almost 2,500 to 3,000 systems so far with us, and we are expecting the orders from other states as well, where we have participated. On the you mentioned about the service part of it.
The overall size of the solar business, how do you see that will pan out? Because
Now,
I think pricing is almost the same. I mean, the government has given the same pricing.
now, yeah, from the phase 1 to current tenders, the pricing are coming down. If you see in Maharashtra, 3 HP pump set, complete system, was around 2 lakh 5,000, which has come down by almost 10% so far. So pricing is reducing almost in every state. So this is the scenario almost in every state where we face the pricing issues.
But what should we do, to scale up this business from 200 odd crore to 1000 odd crore?
That is what I mentioned. We are participating in almost every state. Earlier we started with consortium. Now we independently participating in every tender. So far we have not tried for component C. We have participated in Telangana now for component C, where I said the replacement business. So that is a big business what we foresee now. Component B is already there, but we want to explore the opportunity in component C to take this 200 crore to a good healthy figure.
Yes, our approach in solar business was a bit cautious because of the underlying working capital requirements, and to have those learnings of this business, unlike our competitors who have been much more aggressive in this. And today we can say that all those learnings, those supply chain, those capacities, organization building up has been almost completed. Not completed, it will be ongoing, but we are at a good stage now. This gives us a confidence to grow much faster than the last 2 years. This one we can, and we are aiming high. We are aiming a much better share of this business in the future, and our approach will also be in the same mold, that we will look for bigger volumes as and when the business tenders come out. Business is expected from Haryana, Rajasthan, MP, Telangana, all these states. And we are prepared. We are prepared with our organizations, and we definitely will be there. Our approach will be more aggressive than the past. Compared to our competition, we have a little bit different approach, that we try to work on this business through our internal cash, because we don't look to go overboard by growing much higher and then doing the borrowings. So this has been our approach, and will be continue to do that. We will continue to develop this business out of our internal cash, and hence, but we see the good scope to grow, and as I said, we will try to get a better share in the future, but not very aggressive so that we need to borrow outside and then fund our working capital.
And last question is on the nuclear side. I think you mentioned that if the site is ready, then we will supply 2 pumps. So how do you see the site progress? Is it in line with our expectation, or?
It's not the site, it's the test field, the test bed which the customer is building. The test bed is being built at Tarapur near Mumbai, and the site is in Haryana. So the site is separately. Once our pumps are ready, we can invoice, we can send and bill it. So that's not concerning.
The 2 pump will be supplied this year. That is for sure.
subject to the test field being completed, because there are some teething troubles where the power connection as well as some piping activity is yet to be done, but the pump has been installed in the test bed for testing. And as I said, the testing is extensive testing and being done for the first time in India, so it's subject to that getting cleared from that.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi sir, this is Shiv Chanani from Baroda BNP. I have 3 or 4 questions, so I will request you to be a little patient with me. Yeah. So first is on the, the broader opportunity that you outlined both on the nuclear as well as on the non-nuclear side from next 3 to 5 years. What does it entail from a resource perspective, both let's say a physical capacity, manpower and things like that? I mean, how do you think about it? Do we need to augment it in a meaningful manner, or we are good with the current capabilities that we have?
No, I think for everybody, I guess it's all about augmenting, building up capacities. Not only capacities, skilled capacities.
Right.
This is the challenge which we all have, and we are taking all those steps. For example, if I give you, if a nuclear business today, we have not yet had any revenue, but if you see the size of our organization, more than 100 people, because this competence doesn't build up overnight.
Right.
It takes years to do that. Same is in solar, as I said, that learning curve, taking people from those backgrounds, they learn by experience, they come with experience. So both way it happens.
Right.
So that is happening. All those, for example, mining, if we go into a new field. So we have to, it's always a mix of our own people learning the tricks of their trade, as well as taking people outside who are experienced in this.
Right.
And then manufacturing is another thing, which is also learning by being on the work directly. But what we are also doing is participating with various ITIs and those skill development institutes, and participating with them and ensuring that we have a good opportunity or a good pool of people where we can take them and of course retain them as well.
Sure.
Even in our Shirwal plant, when we took people to work on machines, and we never thought that we will have attrition there also. So this is a new thing which we are facing, that even in the blue collared we have those attritions.
Sure.
And these are changing times. So the challenge, and you believe me, when we discuss business, we discuss this aspect also today, and it is not taken for granted, because we are introducing policies of supporting employees for higher education, building up their things. So manpower and having the right organization is the biggest challenge, which is not visible outside.
Right.
But believe me, we face it to retain employees, and fortunately we don't have a high attrition rate. If you see, our attrition rate, in spite of being in manufacturing, is still single digit, around 9 to 10%, whereas the industry can be above 15%.
Sure.
So I feel we are taking those efforts to retain. But having said that, our organization has a mix of experience and young, like our cricket team. Or now it's more young. But you see, all us, we have spent years in the industry, and we try to build up the next level also with this. And I think that is where KSB has a very good, I would say, a bench strength plus a mix of youth and experience.
Sure.
That is on resources, and capacity wise, we have capacities in our Sinnar plant space. The shed is being built, and the fourth shed will be ready this year. In Shirwal, which Nitin is handling, there is a extra plot which we are building up now, which will be ready by March. And the machines are being upgraded. As I said, we are the aging machines are being replaced with much more high, you call it 3 axis, 4 axis, 5 axis, multiple operation machines. So this investment is continuously being done over a period of time to support the growth. To support the growth, I mentioned almost 120, 130 crores or maybe more now is being invested every year to ensure that we upgrade and upskill our people.
Fair enough. So second was, you mentioned about the MBK certification 3-star rating. Uh, what does it mean, for that entity or for that facility within the KSB ecosystem?
Apart from a personal satisfaction that we are in line with the group's quality norms, it also opens up opportunity whenever in a group company wants to offer a pump from our plant. That certification reinforces their confidence in our plant.
Right.
I can say that our principal's factory in Frankenthal is also not yet 3-star certified.
Right.
So that gives us confidence that we will be able to do whatever business comes for export, especially, and our colleagues do look at that perspective also.
So out of the 35 sites globally which we have, only 3 sites have 3-star,
Right.
and Shirwal is one of them.
Which are the other two, sir?
One is in Pegnitz and one is in Luxembourg for our sister walls, and one is in Pegnitz. So it's kind of a good achievement, and it also means that the audit takes place from the German quality center. They come here every year annually, so ensure that the processes which are there globally, the best practices are followed. So it's a something which gives a reconfirmation, reassurance that and to a customer as well, where they think of a KSB brand image,
Right.
and what is KSB Group's involvement in our all local operations.
Right.
So this is an assurance that we ensure that we follow the same processes globally.
And so a connected question is that, let's say compared to maybe 5-7 years ago to now, how does the parent look at the Indian entity? Because over the last 5 years, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have built significant capabilities within the Indian entity, both from a KSB global perspective as well as the other internal capability, other product capabilities. So is there any difference, perceptible difference that you see the way the parent look at the Indian entity compared to maybe 5 years ago?
I think the parent company always looked at KSB India as one of their key entities outside Europe as a manufacturing hub. So that as a part of internal supply chain, as one of the key hubs. And coupled with the great Indian market growth, that has been reassured or reconfirmed. And their approach 5 years back also and today also, maybe today the difference is that in 5 years back we had to make a little bit more justification in getting the product licenses and doing that. That process has become a bit easier, because the products we have come out with and the market growth. So then see the need that they need to give India many products. For example, mining, which 5 years back nobody thought, and they would ask how much is the mining market size here in India and why do you need to localize, you can buy from there. So today it was easy to see from the growth and the India's advantage is that compared to our overseas, I think the product development process is much faster. Even though I would not admit it very openly in front of my principals, but that is recognized by them. Right. That the product development from the concept stage to the first prototype, we are much faster. For example, mining pump, we did it in 6 months. And the vertical pumps also coming out in 6 months to 1 year. So they see that the speed and the flexibility which we have gives us much speed in the market. And that has changed. That means they are more intent to source and make India as the hub. With our tech center, KSB Tech, they are offloading more and more new development projects. So the work is shifting to India as well as supply chain. So those are the changes which are happening, and what it means for us is getting more and more products to address more market, whether it is mechanical seals, whether it is marine market, whether it is firefighting, whether it is mining. All these things are happening now very fast and helping us to enter those markets.
So, sir, this exports, which is 15% of our revenues, let's say over a 5-year time frame, can it be meaningfully different from what it is?
Actually, if I say to you, you should not only look at that 15%, you should look at the absolute number.
Yeah, absolute number.
Absolute number of exports.
Yes.
That is growing very healthy.
Right.
But since our domestic is growing much higher, solar and other things, so that get camouflaged in that percentage. But absolute numbers, export is growing very healthy. We may cross 400 crores, 450 crores. We were in the range of 350, I think, till last year, many years. So that is also growing quite well. And I think export it will happen. Since we are adding new products, having a competitive manufacturing cost position, all these factors, and with a global network, and the willingness, as I mentioned about Saudi example, for example, that the market demands localization, but that doesn't mean that we lose that business. We collaborate and we still participate in that.
So can that be, let's say, just to put a number, 1,000 crore kind of a number in 5 years' time, or what will it take for it to be there?
What will it take? It is our own efforts and will, and the faster we develop. And I don't see that number impossible or not possible. I feel those numbers will happen. Whether it will happen in 5 years, 3 years or 7 years, difficult to say. But what I can say is that it will constantly grow. It will constantly grow. The supply chain will come to India or China on those competitive countries, because these two are pure manufacturing. And the other units most probably will be more assembly unit. So I think there is only less options for the group to source the castings or the components from.
And so just last question from my side. I think if I'm not wrong, we had done this acquisition around 2 years back, VPMCL. So what are the learnings from that acquisition, and does it encourage us to do more such inorganic growth in the future? Thanks.
Learnings were very good acquisition. When we started bidding for it, we kept a very, very low price, and the auction went beyond imagination. But today, if we look back, it was a very financially also very. We may have already recovered the money whatever we spent in these 2-3 years, I would say, and so much potential in future. The only thing which we struggle is with the drawings. The drawings are very old, and it is not electronic form. It's all paper. Many dimensions have been corrected, changed, but no proper record. There is where we are struggling, and that is taking a bit of long time. That to convert those drawings into and somewhere the actual parts have different dimensions than these drawings. So these things happen when it is a bit of unorganized or not structured properly. So those are the which is consuming time. But from a business, it's been a great deal. And if such opportunities occur in future, we are definitely exploring it, whatever new business, and we would repeat it in case such an opportunity comes.
Thank you so much.
Hello, sir. My name is Mohit Surana from Monarch Network Capital. Sir, just one question on the nuclear power side. As we know, the potential is the pre-project activities in the nuclear power reactors are around 10 units. Currently, 2 are under construction. By 2032, the total capacity that is envisaged by the Indian government is roughly around 22 gigawatt from the current 9 gigawatt. Sir, at what stage do you think NPCL will be giving orders for the 10 units which are under pre-project activities, which may flow through to our order book as well. Because we have only 5 to 7 years from now on to have those products ready and deliver.
Yeah, I think I would say the tendering is already a bit delayed, so it should happen in next few months or next few quarters, I would say.
Understood, sir.
Yeah.
So the next question is with respect to the TV commercials that you launched last quarter, and I think that was with respect to the residential pumps. So if you can give us some insights on what has been the traction over the last 1 quarter and what kind of growth do you expect going forward?
Good question. That has also been my question to my teams, because in such business you end up spending a lot of money on these TV commercials and you always question yourself on the financial feasibility. But yes, I would say I am satisfied that we did this, because wherever we did this we increased our share. And today out of our business, residential, agriculture has gone down bit because of shift to solar maybe, and also the slowing down, but domestic business has increased comparatively to the last year, almost in more than double digit, means around 12 to 14%. So it has given us motivation to do it more. We started off with doing it only in the east zone. Now we have expanded it to the north zone, and also we are trying to do it in south with the different languages, because in south what happens is even the commercials you make, you can't just copy paste it for south. You'll have the dresses and the language, everything has to be redone. But north we could combine it, and we are doing that for north now, or already done. It's in the phase of implementation, and we plan to introduce in south as well as west. So we will continue that, because that is a very important part of the business, because it's somehow consumer business, and unless you show it on your TVs or households, recollect value or recollect doesn't happen.
So in terms of just percentage of the total business, what do you think this business can be, the residential pumps business, in terms of the total over the next 2-3 years maybe?
Yeah, today is almost I would say 8 to 10% of this business. Now, taking as a percentage again, as I mentioned, is not a correct indication, because our business grows with solar and nuclear, who are the big boys in this business, and then this business percentage maybe still remain 10 out of that. But the value wise, if it grows, it is quite good for us. We want to, let's say if you ask me, we want to double it in the next 3 years, where the potential is there, because it's a huge market. And KSB again never thought with its technology leadership and quality leadership we would be one day doing residential pumps. But believe me, we have started doing a good amount, and between 200 250 crores comes out of this business. And if we double, this is a part of our strategy also to double it. And the potential is there, because a lot of urbanization is taking place. Our market share is low, and if we put the KSB brand more and more, today we are recognized a lot in the industry and the higher end, and if we bring in the consumer side, it will definitely give us a break.
Understood, sir. Just one last final question. With respect to the 2 set of pumps that we have already delivered to NPCI, are the payments on milestone basis? Have we already received the payment, most of the payment for those 2 pumps? What about the pumps that we are already manufacturing?
We have not delivered. We have sent the pumps to the testing test bed where they are building. The pumps after testing will be delivered to the Gorakhpur, Haryana site. However, we have very good milestone payments in this order, and as Mr. Jain just now told, we are cash positive in the complete nuclear business per se.
And sir, in anticipation of the approval, you also mentioned that you are already manufacturing another 2 set of pumps. For those, are we getting some milestone advance?
Yes. The milestone payments are staggered, considering the approvals of documentation, receipt of raw material. So I think we are well covered there.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, sir. I'm Bhavya Nahar from Tamola Investment Managers.
So, do we see an opportunity in the pump storage space?
This is an opportunity where we are not there today, and a lot of projects being announced by the PSUs, NHPCs, and other projects where the storage projects are being invested. There are companies in India, Greenco and REITs, who are all doing those projects in India. We we have not. This is an opportunity, and it is in our strategic discussions as an opportunity. And you're right. This also could. This will grow. This business will also grow, and there are opportunities for us. We have not the complete product range for these things, but we have some persons. Maybe I can't estimate. Maybe 50-60% of the products, pumps products, is where we can participate. But this is a very sketchy information or a very overview information. But this is something which we have started exploring, started the initial visit to the customers, understanding it. And yeah, in future, I think we'll participate in it more.
Okay, and in second, so in utility pumps, what is generally the winning factor among large players in like winning orders?
When you talk of utility, means the
Like you can say water and the general.
the cooling water and yeah, if it is a high flow pump, efficiency plays the biggest role. Today everybody looks at the energy consumption, power consumption, so they expect efficiencies of pump in the range of 85% and plus. So whatever our old range of products are there, we are trying to upgrade them to higher efficiencies. So I guess that is one of the major things, plus a complete product range. When you go in for this utility or the water business, the range of flows can vary a lot. So a comprehensive product range, from a small pump to a big size mixed flow pump, the complete range is very important. And that is what is also in our thought process of how do we complete the range, and not only complete it, come out with efficiencies which are competitive in the market, where the customers can optimize their power consumption, end users, as well as the motor ratings, which play a big part in the capital cost, can also be harmonized.
Okay, and last, what is our criteria for appointing a dealer, or like has it evolved over time?
Criteria for dealer, yeah, we have. If you ask me, we have a proper checklist or a evaluation form. But important is their financial strength, capability, a bit of a mindset business in doing pump business, because it's not like a consumer product. In this pump business, you have to have a mindset of the pump going wrong, and you have to do the servicing also. So having a service mindset to support the customer, to stock the spare parts, their capability, and there is the financial as well as the entrepreneurship comes in. And you can't, it's like selecting a candidate when you recruit somebody. And you can't say that we have selected the right candidate. We may seem in that interview that we have selected or in that, but even if we appoint a new dealer, like we have to every year evaluate it and see how they perform. And our criteria is that a dealer should not be in their comfort zone. Even the top dealers, we push them to run that extra mile and show a growth from the last year. So if they sign an agreement with us for an X volume of business this year, and even if it is high, we definitely expect them that next year they should sign a delta higher.
Thank you. We take the last question for the day. We at ICI Securities would like to thank the management and the attendees for being here today. CMD sir, would you like to say some final words before we close for the day?
I'm the MD only. The chairman is Mr. Gaurav Sarup. You have upgraded me, but Just jokes apart, because we have a company where we have a chairman and he's the chairman of the board. Thank you for asking this question. I guess I can only say this year has been a much better, great year for us compared to the last year in terms of order intake. Last year order intake was not so good, but the sales was quite good because of a good orders on book situation. But this year I'm much more happy, satisfied that the business is flowing in for all quarters. And the icing on the cake has been the L&T order, which has helped us to load our Shirwal plant for the next year's sales also. When we have these orders like Kudankulam for nuclear, they are also running very well, the kind of approvals we are getting. So it's been an all-round growth for us in the order intake, and the new segments which I mentioned, which we are entering new, like mining, like firefighting. These are all the strategic moves for the future. So I'm pretty confident that when we have this all-round growth and in all segments, even if one or two segments, you must have heard about FGD segments. Nobody asked this question, but FGD segment suddenly overnight has vanished. It was a bit of a surprise that the segment which was booming suddenly crashed because of the government regulation. But something else, this is KSB's strength, that we have all segments, and today we got this L&T super critical, and we are expecting much more with the next 5 years what is being invested. So FGD business goes, something else comes. Nuclear business will continue to come, but it will go in its pace. There we don't have the pressure. There we feel that slow and steady wins the race. But on the day-to-day business, with the exports, we are getting now acceptance with the supercritical for Shirwal plant and for Sinnar, all those new segments. I feel the future outlook is quite good on all segments, and I feel it will not only be nuclear or solar, it will be all those segments which will take us forward in a stable and a consistent way. Thank you for all of you coming and asking so very detailed questions. It shows that you all have done a good homework and studied all our things. So it keeps us also alert and prepared that we that we are able to not only superficially answer your questions. I'm sure if we just give you superficial answers, you would not be so satisfied. We go into the details as you want us to and as your questions are. So thank you, and keep this up. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Concall India for latest upcoming con calls.